Cold manipulation as a cognitive strategy. Machiavellianism is a psychological trait characterized by calculated manipulation, strategic thinking, and a marked absence of moral restraint. Neurologically, it has been associated with reduced activity in the amygdala and the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, regions responsible for empathy, emotional regulation, and moral reasoning. At the same time, individuals high in Machiavellian traits often show preserved or even heightened activity in areas related to planning and executive control. This enables them to act with emotional detachment, leveraging logic and long-term strategy while avoiding internal moral conflict. To such individuals, people may not be perceived as human beings, but rather as instruments to achieve personal objectives. What is particularly concerning is when Machiavellianism coexists with the other two components of the dark triad: narcissism, defined by a craving for admiration and a belief in one's superiority, and psychopathy, marked by emotional coldness and a lack of sensitivity to the suffering of others. This combination becomes especially dangerous when layered onto a biological predisposition toward deviant behavior, particularly of a manic or impulsive-compulsive nature. In such cases, not only are moral inhibitions absent, but the individual may also derive internal reinforcement from feelings of control, dominance, and impunity. One of the most disturbing examples in U.S. criminal history illustrates how pronounced Machiavellian traits can make it extraordinarily difficult to develop an accurate psychological profile. This individual remained undetected for years precisely because he meticulously planned each move, avoided predictable patterns, manipulated public perception, and even managed the flow of information about himself. His ability to appear outwardly normal, intelligent, articulate, and socially integrated completely dismantled the behavioral assumptions upon which traditional profiling methods rely. But herein lay the paradox. It was ultimately his belief in his own intellectual superiority and his desire to control the public narrative that exposed him. His overconfidence and sense of invincibility led to increasingly careless mistakes, allowing investigators to slowly piece together a coherent profile. It took time, it took patience, but the profile came together. Even after being apprehended and brought to trial, he continued to exhibit Machiavellian behavior, manipulating media attention, evoking sympathy, positioning himself as a victim of the system, and representing himself in court in an effort to outsmart everyone involved. He wasn't